Alright gang, welcome back to our Skyefin Aquafarm series here on Kinlaig. It is June, and you know what that means, it is harvest day today. So we are underway, getting the field that we purchased harvested. The yield is not going to be great on this field, so don't expect a ton. But we do have this field to harvest, and we also have the larger field over there that we kind of broke up into two fields when we combined it a bit with the one that we created. That one is also ready to harvest today. So quite a bit of harvesting to do today. We probably should consider buying some of the fish food as well, excuse me, to drop off in the different locations. We also have some of the adult fish, which I believe we looked at are best to sell now. In the last episode, we'll double check that once more here in a little bit, but I'm almost positive it's now as well. So we got to pick up all of those, and yeah, that's the main objectives for today. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well. Things are good here, man. All things considered, we're cruising along nicely. We're going to look in the used market here in just a moment once we get down here to the end and turned around and get set going the other way. I'm going to turn on the steering assist as well just to help assist a bit while we do a little reviewing of the what we're looking at today in the menu. Okay, so yeah, so we've got, let's see. It's actually relatively okay for the time being. It looks like we might be okay across the board. We could wait 1 month if we're, you know, crunched for time, if you will. But yeah, looking okay there for the most part. We do have some barley in there that we could turn that into flour if we wanted to. I think we were holding on to it for the time being until we needed it more. But yeah, not looking too terrible there. So let's look at the adult salmon and the adult trout next month. Okay, so next month we'll be selling all that stuff next month. I mean, we could sell it today. It's probably a pretty decent price. Yeah, 6,900 through, well, actually 7,004 we can get. So that's actually better than the average best price. So maybe we should consider it. It is still going up though, so we'll keep a monitor on it for the rest of the episode. And if we have the time, we absolutely may consider doing that. Now, a couple other things to note today. We've got to keep an eye on the offshore aqua farm here, the agricultural farm here, I should say. It is still storing all of these fish. I can just put them on auto selling. A lot of you mentioned that recently. It is an option. It's something we can consider and think about. But there's plenty of fish food in there right now, so it's going to be a while before we actually are able to, well, essentially sell that one and do another one. A lot of you brought up really good ideas. I finally got through all of the comments that were outstanding for quite a while, and I apologize for that, but I did finally get through all of those. And a lot of you had some really good ideas, and it's stuff that I kind of brought up, I think, initially when I first was, you know, deciding where to put it at. But I said I wanted to kind of, you know, do it the real way, the old-fashioned way, if you will, where it's actually offshore. A big problem with that boat, that barge, whatever you want to call it, is there's no anchor. Like, in real life, you would have an anchor, right? You would have an anchor to try to keep the boat from drifting away as much. That's not possible, so it's very difficult to maneuver that thing around. But a lot of the other ideas you guys had were ideas that I talked about at the beginning, whereas maybe we kind of bump it up towards the end of the pier there, and then we use like a telehandler or something where we can actually, you know, push out the arm, the boom arm a little bit further, and that way we don't have to necessarily even utilize the boat. For now, we are going to have to continue to hold on to that boat for a little while. We're going to need it to get the fish off of the offshore aqua farm that's there right now, right? But once we get to a point where we're low on the fish food in there, I'm going to stop distributing the fish to that aqua farm. What that means at that point is we're going to have to go back the old-fashioned way and move the fish around like we had been doing in the past to the different lakes, instead of just utilizing the distribution, which is what we've been doing at this point. So that is going to be coming soon enough. Probably, I would think next month we'll start seeing a decrease there in the fish food, because we had quite a bit of extra fish food we dropped off over there. So that's the reason why it's still at 10,000. But we'll see, right? We'll see, I suppose. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now, gang. Now, a lot of this barley, very similar to what's in the our storage there. A lot of this is probably going to be turned into flour, I think. I'm not sure we specifically are going to need all of this flour for our fish food factory. We've already got quite a bit in there, and it's just kind of storing in there right now because we don't have the other crops ready that need to go in there. More specifically, we need the soybeans and we need the canola, both of which obviously are not ready to harvest yet, so we're kind of waiting on those to be ready. But we can still make flour out of all this. That's going to produce more money for us anyway, even if we don't take it to the fish food factory, right? This is going to produce more money turning this into flour, so that's what we're going to do. I need to move all of this stuff that's actually still in the storage over to that flour mill, but I think part of the problem of why it's not in there is because, well, the flour mill only holds so much. Now, it does start taking from that storage, so it's probably okay, but, you know, we'll get it sorted out, though. We've got to move all that stuff, and we will do so. Now, thinking about, I've got ideas. I've said this before in the past for this series. You know, we're probably, you know, 10, 15 episodes away from this series kind of concluding. Unfortunately, it's been a lot of fun, but I do think it is time for us to move on and Z to go to his next adventure, if you will. I've got a lot of ideas, a lot of thoughts around that. There may be a tiny bit of a hiatus between when this series is done and when the next Z adventure starts. Can't guarantee that. I might actually get everything sorted out the way that I want before, and so maybe there's no break at all, but right now I'm anticipating that there's going to be. I'm anticipating that this series will be replaced with a different series, and then eventually we'll be back for Z's adventure after one of those other series ends. I've got two really good ideas, I think. I think they're very different, and I think a lot of individuals who have seen the ideas of this, I'm talking more specifically the members on my channel, because they do get a little bit of early access to videos. They also get 1 episode extra per month, in which we go through different ideas that I have to see if we can actually make it work as a series, right? And they've already kind of saw some of the ideas that I have, right? And the two that I recently went through with them, I think are both very, very good ideas, and I think they would produce a very nice series for us, and I think a lot of you would enjoy it. So we're probably going to go that approach next, but you never know. Might change my mind, you never know, but more than likely it's going to be a bit of a small hiatus between the end of this series and Z's next adventure. Not going to try to spoil much. I'm just going to cut through here. Not going to try to spoil too much, but it might be relatively obvious what I'm going to be doing next for Z's adventure after this, but if it's not, we'll leave it at that. I'll make you stay tuned and pay attention, right? Okay, what else? What else can I talk about? I don't know, for once I mean, I feel like I said this recently too, but for once I don't have a ton to talk about right now in regard to Farming Simulator. I got other things I can talk about, but Farming Simulator, I don't have a ton else to bring up right now. Yeah, I think we'll just get to it here, gang. It's a little bit of a shorter intro than I normally would do, but let's get to it. We've got a lot to do. We've got this field here, as I mentioned, and then I'll go into our bird's eye view and give you the other one. So we've got this field here, and then we have this field here. Obviously, there's a lot of hail damage in all of these fields, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is, right? That happens. There's a lot in this field. So this is a large field here. Both of these fields are going to take quite a while to do. Maybe we don't get them all done today. Maybe we have to do a second episode here in June, and if we do, that's perfectly fine. There's not a problem with that. Many of you know I'm one, regardless if you think it makes a difference or not, I do attempt to try to only do one episode per month on most series. This, however, is not specifically a challenge per se. You know, there's definitely rules and objectives for it, but it's not really like it's a challenge where I have to beat it and you know, had to get it done in so much time or anything like that, right? It's nothing like that, so... In instances like this, I think it's perfectly fine for us to be able to consider doing more than one a month. And I'm opening up more to that idea. Clearly, that's been pretty obvious as we moved along. Anyway, enough talking, enough yabbering. Get to it, Z. Let's throw a time lapse. All right, we went ahead and got the worker started here. I'm actually going to do what we did with the other field here. I'm going to get rid of part of the bush area here. Just to make an easier access for us to be able to get over to here. Now, it actually just opened up the entire thing. I didn't realize it was going to do that, to be honest with you, but that's all right. It just makes it easier for us to get to this field from our yard then, right? We still have the gate over here, which I probably should go close that gate, but still, makes it easier for us so we don't have to drive all the way around to get into here. We can just do that and make it a little bit more realistic, too, so I'm not driving across or through the bush, I guess is how I should say. The hedge. So we're going to drop this directly off here into the mill. Like I said, it's not going to accept all of this. We know that. But we're going to drop that off. We're going to go ahead and get started here on producing the flour once again. We had that turned off. We're going to turn the oat on as well. I'm going to move the oat over. Yep, there you go. Tiny bit of barley left. That's the reason why we had such a tiny bit of oat left, too. Same exact reason. Set the worker off on starting that field over there. I do think there's a slim chance we're going to be able to get it done today, but if we don't get it done today, we don't get it done today. What I might end up doing is leave the worker on doing that field there, and we go ahead and start picking up the straw out of the other field. I think that's probably a smart investment for us to do, or smart investment of our time, I should say, for us to do. Alright, put the 15 liters of oat, 16 liters evidently, even though it said 15. We'll drop that off as well and just get that going. It's not going to do much, but it'll do something, right? It'll add a little bit to the meal there with the flour. Vanilla drove a little bit too far there. Alright, oats in. We've got the oat on, we've got the barley on. We'll turn the oat off pretty quickly here because it should chew that through that in a few matter of seconds, honestly. Now, I'm going to drop this off over here so then we can just go ahead and unload whenever the harvester is full. And we are going to hook up. I think we're going to go sell those fish. I said we weren't going to probably do it today, but I think we're going to, man. I just think it makes... I mean, the price is better than the average best, so we might as well go sell it now, right? We might as well. We're going to make a lot of money off of this. A lot of money. Now, all of this is trout. I get it, but we're going to make a lot. We can also take the ones off of the Offshore Aquafarm as well and sell those if we want to. Be a bit more of a struggle, I think, to do that, but we can also do that. We're going to hook these up here. This is a lot of trout, man. We haven't really done this until now, right? We haven't done the approach of just storing and holding on to them. Because we really haven't had the luxury of being able to do that. We haven't had the money to really be able to do that. Because we wanted to continue to buy more fish food so we could continue the productions to continue moving, right? So we really haven't had that luxury until now. So this is going to be a lot of money we're going to get out of this. A lot of money. Probably allow us to be able to make a bit of an upgrade if we want to some other equipment. Because we do have some equipment which I think would be would benefit from having a bit of an upgrade. A little bit larger. Possibly even the harvester. The harvester is nice, but you know, maybe a bigger header at a bare minimum, right? Loading wagon, sprayer, that kind of stuff, possibly, right? So I guess it just depends on how long it's going to take us to get some of these fish off the offshore aquafarm. I think it's going to take a while. We've got quite a bit out there, I would think, because it's storing a decent amount there. I might just go ahead and turn these on to auto selling right now. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to. I'm going to put those on auto selling. So that way everything else that's in there, whenever it makes enough, it's just going to sell it. It's going to be best for the next couple of months anyway. I'm okay with losing a tiny bit of money just based off of the issues that we've had with that. But the ones that are out there, we do need to go get those. So let's head down that way. I'm actually going to take a shortcut across our road here. Let's head down that way and we'll go and sell these. And then, depending on where we are time-wise, we might start picking up the straw here. Like I said, we're going to have to do a second episode here. I just don't see any way we're going to be able to get all of this done in June. Both those fields harvested. We do have a worker helping us, for sure. But I just don't see a way we're going to be able to get all that straw up. Now, technically, we could wait and do the straw next month, and maybe we will. I guess it really depends on how long it takes us to accomplish this offshore aquafarm stuff and how far along the worker gets, right? I really got to get a different trailer. This is too large for these tight corners in here. Evidently, some of those bales. Some of those pallets in the back were not really strapped down properly because that one was just flying off the page there. Anyway, quick autosave here before something else disastrous occurs. It hasn't hit 11 o'clock yet, but it will be here in just a second, so we're going to make some money off that stuff that's there in the offshore agriculture thing. We need to figure out where we're going to be taking these to. We should have looked at that when we looked at the salmon, but the salmon and the trout might be different, but we'll probably just take them to the same location, honestly, at this point. I've kind of mixed them all together. It's going to be difficult, I think, to not... Yeah, price is still technically going up at the Seaside Restaurant for $70.35. I do know that all of you said the Big Farmer's Kiosk, you technically make a little bit more money, I think, off of that. Because you get a bonus from it. But I'm going to go to the Seaside Restaurant anyway. Because that's where I want to go. I think we still get a bonus at the Seaside. I'm pretty sure I've always seen it. It just might not be as good of a bonus, potentially. But 54,000 liters of trout, 4,000 liters of adult salmon. Not a ton of adult salmon there, but you know what? That's still going to be good money. There you go. 11 o'clock hit. We're now at 48,701. So a decent amount for what was in there. I mean, there wasn't even a full pallet of each, but that's still a good amount. So that's going to kind of tell you what we're probably going to be getting here pretty soon. It's going to be quite a payday for us. Will it be enough for us to be able to start the secondary offshore aquafarm where we kind of put it, you know, at the end of the pier there so we can maybe just utilize the telehandler or something to make it easier? I don't know. Probably not. But I've been wrong before, so who knows, right? Who knows? Okay, so we went at this the wrong way, so I don't really know which way I should be going here. I'm going to go this way and hope for the best. Yeah, this is the way we would go normally to the market, I think, right? Isn't the market up here on the right? Yep, it is. So I guess I could sell it here since we're already here at the market, but I said the Seaside Restaurant, so we'll go there. All right, let's see what we get here. Yeah, we get environmental score too. 219 for some of those. Man, this is a ton of money, gang. We got enough to do. We have plenty. It's not even enough. We've got plenty of money now. Holy cow, that's a lot of money. $426,383. That's a lot of money, gang. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. Holy cow. Okay, one thing we haven't looked at yet. What's in the used market today? Is there anything? Ooh. Now that I think we're going to buy. What is this? Header for... Okay, for... I don't love the color, but it's a Titan. But it's a forager, so we don't really need that. Oh, I'm driving in somebody's field. My bad. Whoops. I thought I stopped the tractor. Evidently, we were still cruising. Well, this one, we're definitely going to be picking that up. I think I'm going to trade the other John Deere in for that. That is a fantastic tractor. And that is not a bad price at all. We're not going to have to pay a ton of money once we sell our other John Deere back. We're not going to have to pay a ton of money for that at all. That's a real good price. While we're at it, though, we might as well consider what else we're going to upgrade with this money, because that's really what we're going to focus on. Obviously, I've got to buy that other offshore aquafarm, but... you know, it's going to be a bit, really, for that. I don't want to do that until we've cleared the other one, mostly. It's not going to be perfect. There's definitely going to be some wasted money. But, you know, we need to get rid of more of that fish food out of that one first before we move along there. Let's, I think I'm going to change this trailer out, too. I like this trailer. It's great for how large it is, right? We can get a lot of stuff delivered. I just think it's a little bit too big. It's very hard to maneuver down there by the offshore aquafarm stuff. It's very difficult, as you clearly saw. So I think we're going to make a change there. I think we'll make a change with that as well. Oh, shit. Hurry up. Almost got smoked by the train. Just something slightly smaller than this. I mean, it doesn't need to be too much smaller, but a little bit shorter, I think, is going to be a significant help for maneuvering around those buildings down there. I definitely think we need to buy that John Deere, though. That John Deere is, whew, that's a really nice one, man. How much is our John Deere worth? I don't even know how much ours is currently worth. I would assume it's probably not that much. All right, we might get 33,000 out of it, so if you factor that in, we're only going to spend around 100 grand on this. That's not bad, man. That's not bad. And I can bump it up to 301 horsepower. I don't think we need to, but I can if I wanted to, I guess, for a small amount more money. Wide tires and weights. You know I like my wide tires, gang. I mean, we're in Britain, so... Or Scotland, sorry. So we should do EU. I don't really care about the extra stuff here. It doesn't really make a difference to me. It has a front weight on it. We could get the front loader. The Iceria would be probably pretty smart here. It's going to end up being pretty pricey here after we're said and done. But this is definitely something I think I want. That's a really nice tractor, man. Alright, so it would be 152,000. It takes a lot of money away, but we're doing it. We bought it. It's ours. We own it now. Alright, so I just screwed that up, didn't I? We're going to repair this too. Look at this thing. This thing's a beast, man. What a beast of a machine that is. Alright, so let's sell this and get another trailer while we're down here, and we'll bring that trailer back with the case, and then we'll come back here again with the other John Deere and maybe something else to upgrade as well. Like I said, we need to do some other upgrades, I think. I think that's the most important thing right now is getting some upgrades going. Maybe we buy another plot of land, maybe. We'll take a look and see what we got out there. But, I'm going to repair that while we're here, too. We're not going to be getting rid of that. That's our pride and joy right there. Okay, flatbed trailers. That's the one we bought, which was nice, but just too wide. Or too large, I mean. Is this one actually smaller? It doesn't even know. I guess it's slightly smaller. Not really. I don't think it is, actually. The more I look at it, I don't think it is. We could go with this one. It's a tiny bit bigger than what we had before, but I don't think that's really quite big enough. Okay, you can't change those. This is so expensive, but it would be nice, man. This is just so expensive. I just don't think that's worth it for a trailer, right? That's just too... That's too much. I mean, it's the same price as those, though, so maybe it's not. I tell you what, we're gonna go with this one. If it's too short, we'll try another one later on, I guess. I'm gonna go John Deere green on this and John Deere yellow. I'm gonna switch that around. I don't like that. That's better. Yeah, that should work. I mean, it's slightly bigger than the one we had initially, right? But it should still work. That should still work. And that's going to be easier for this maneuver. Significantly easier for us to maneuver this. Yeah, this thing's awesome, man. This thing's awesome. All right, we're going to leave the case here, actually. I'm changing my mind. We're going to leave the case here. I think it's full. That's what I was afraid of. I'm going to turn that off a worker for right now. We're going to have to do another episode this month. There's no way we're going to get all this done. And now that I bought this as well, there's just no way. We'll repair it. Perfect. I don't care about the paint condition. That's fine. Yeah, man. New tractor, baby. New tractor. We'll sell the other one. That'll get us closer. Well, not even closer. It'll get us back above 30 grand. 30 grand. I can't talk today. It'll get us back above $300,000, which is a good spot to be in. Man, this thing is just cruising, man. We are flying. We're going to be able to get down and move around a hell of a lot faster now. You know, a semi would probably be smart for us to, you know, consider here in the future as well. But the problem with the semi is a very similar problem we were just having with that trailer. I think we're going to be struggling to get around some of those tight corners that are in that downtown area, in the port area, right? It's a struggle. So I think this was the better approach. I think we look and see potentially about buying another plot of land too. I really do. I think we look and see. I'm not quite sure exactly which one we look at, but I do think we do it. All right. Okay. There's that visible glitch spot there. It's been a nuisance for a long, long time. We already got a pallet of flour there. That's fantastic. I'd love to see that. All right, we'll drop that off right there for now. Let's go over here. Let's get the harvester unloaded so we can get that continuing. And then we'll look and see about fields and things. One more field would probably be good. I don't think we need any more than that. I think I said that last time that we probably had enough of what we have. But if we can find one more field that's relatively close to us, our yard area and all the stuff we're doing, and maybe even has some of the crop that we want, I think that's going to be a very, very good thing for us. So let's look at that here in just a second. Let me flip over to this. All right. Menu. And what do we got here? So this field is probably way too expensive. 322. We can do it. I think it's ready to harvest right now too, isn't it? It is ready to harvest right now. That would be pretty nice to have. That's a huge field. Man, that field is gigantic though. I've also talked about buying this 244. It's a little out of the price range of what I want to spend though. These are all going to be around the same, if not more. They're more. But this isn't anything that we actually want. Onions. There's just not, unless we buy this field, which we can do, there's not really a ton, you know, that we would want to buy right now. Like, this is the only one. And it's such a massive field, it just doesn't seem like it's the way to go. Just going to pull this over here for right now. Turn off the beacons. We don't need those on anymore. Let's take the John Deere down and sell it. We've got the planter already. We don't need that. I think a loading wagon approach or a forage wagon approach is the way to go here. The one we have is nice, but we're getting ready to be doing a hell of a lot of picking up straw. And if we can make that faster, that's going to be good. The sprayer, I just don't think we're going to utilize it all that much besides what we just did, right? Because we're going to plow every field every time. So I'm not even sure we actually need to keep it, but we're keeping it for the time being in case we do. I think this is the smartest approach. I think selling the John Deere, selling this, and getting a bigger forage wagon here I think that's the answer. As much as I would love to have that field, it's so expensive that I just don't think we're going to get there. And I think making these upgrades are going to be a better situation for us because we've got so much to do now. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to go with that. I don't know which forage wagon we're going to get here. But we definitely need a bigger one than that. I've got, you know, a bit on the unrealistic with the trailer specifically. That's just for ease. I don't think I specifically want to go super unrealistic in here on this. Because we do have that option, right? We could buy this for 50 grand and then go to the extra large capacity for 72,000 and we would never ever have to make another trip. I don't think I want to go that unrealistic in this instance. 35. What do we have right now? Which one is the one we have right now? The Pottinger... Which one is this? The Alpine 251. Okay. Quick autosave here. I don't want anything to crash on me because we made a lot of progress today. Good progress. Didn't buy any of the fish feed, which we probably should have did, but we can do that in the next episode. Like I said, we're going to do a second one here. There's no way we don't, I don't think. So we have this one. We have the smallest one basically possible. So it's only 16. So we definitely want a major upgrade here. We want it to be a little bit easier on us. I'm leaning more towards the chute. But maybe we go even higher. I just don't think we're going to utilize much more than that, if that makes sense. I mean, it's a lot of money for 9,000 more. It's a lot of money. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's see how much money we get out of this, and then that will make our decision on what we're going to do. I thought I was going to be able to hit record again. I just stopped the recording on the way down here instead of just editing it out. Just made it easier on myself a little bit. But I didn't record it fast enough, but 12 o'clock did hit, so we made a tiny bit more money. Nothing major, though. Okay, so we repair it, repaint it, and then we sell this for $48,256. That's actually better than I thought it was going to be. That's a lot better. Good. There's no repair needed for this one. And that puts us at 318. It actually almost puts us to the amount we need to be at to buy that field. But yeah, this is a better, I think, a better investment right now, just because we're going to need to get that straw up the ground. Now, obviously, I could have just chopped it or just plowed it in, but you know, are we going to get the money's worth that we're going to pay out of this? I don't know. Probably not. I would say almost guaranteed not. But you know, it's just going to make our lives easier, and we don't have to make as many trips that way too, right? So, which that's what it's all about, right? Efficiency, right? Just trying to be more efficient. These two, that's a pretty big increase for that small amount, but I like this thing though, so we're going to use it. I like it. I don't know which one of those two I like better. I guess we'll go with the flotations. Silage additive, we don't really need it. We're not doing silage, so I'm not going to even worry about that. 100 grand. That's a hell of a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money. But you know what? I think personally it was worth it. But that's a lot of money. We made quite a bunch of upgrades though today, man. We got a new tractor. Used. Gently used tractor. We got a brand new forage wagon. We sold a ton of fish. We got one of the fields harvested. We've got the flour going yet again, so that's going to make us some more money. Like I said, maybe it'd be smart for us to maybe consider doing an upgrade to the harvester as well. We've got 218,000, so we can look into that. I'm not sure we're going to be able to afford another harvester for 218,000, though. There's not many out there that are inexpensive. We've got a couple mods installed, certainly. But I think the one we have installed is one of the better ones. And a 6-meter header is not terrible, but I would love to have like something like an 8 or a 10-meter header. I think that would be phenomenal to have that. Now, I'm not sure this actually has enough horsepower to actually do this. I might need to utilize the John Deere here, so we might have to do a bit of a tractor swap here, but we're not going to be getting rid of this tractor ever, though. I think this tractor is going to be carried along on every series that Z does, every adventure that Z does in FS25 at a bare minimum. It's just too nostalgic for me. It's got some actual meaning to it, to an extent, as well. And it's just one of my favorite tractors of all time. It's actually pulling it no problem, so I was incorrect. We are perfectly fine with this. That's a good thing. That's good, because I was worried that, you know, maybe it wouldn't be able to pull it. But yeah, it's cruising. Like, it's like butter, man. It's easy peasy, lemon squeezy, baby. That's what I like to say, right? That is just cruising along. Easy. Now, this should, in theory, be able to do most of, if not this entire field. I'd be hard-pressed to believe it doesn't do the whole field, right? Just driving right through the hedges. Yeah, this thing is great, man. I used this in the past. I don't remember if I used it in FS25 or not. I might have, but I know for a fact I used this in FS22 at a bare minimum. I do know that in a series on the channel back then. Yeah, I liked it then, and I still like it now, man. This is great. So, with that, we are going to leave the episode at this point, though, gang. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smash that like and subscribe button for me in the case you've yet to do so. They are absolutely free to do. It's literally like the last free thing in the world left that you can do. And it helps me out more than you can possibly imagine, and I do appreciate each and every single one of you that do so. Thanks to my members. I cannot thank them enough. I'm so much appreciative of them and everything that they continue to do to help support me and the channel. It means the world. There is a link down below if you're interested in that. You do get early access to videos like this one, including the ever-popular competitive one-tile challenge. My second channel, link is down below. I do games that are not Farming Simulator, so if you have any interest of any other games, I do those. Normally I do playthroughs. Sometimes I do challenges. It really depends on whatever's piquing my interest at that moment. Whatever game is piquing my interest at that moment. Right now, we are doing Red Dead Redemption 2. We are doing the DLC for Dynasty Warriors Origins. And we are doing the brand new High on Life 2. Having a lot of fun with all three of those, honestly. I don't get videos out every day on that channel. I would love to be able to do so. Just unfortunately haven't been able to do so. But I do release videos every other day, around a couple of days apart from each other sometimes. But it's around that. My Discord down below, there is a link for that as well. And anytime I share anything, regardless if it's this channel or my other channel, I do share that on my Discord, so you can kind of cherry pick, choose and pick things that you may want to see from my other channel if you don't normally follow that. Also has the ability for you to be able to share anything you want as well on that Discord. So if you are doing any kind of videos of any sort, you're making videos, you've got images to share, whatever, you are able to do so on my Discord as well. There's abilities for you to do that. There are options and channels for you to do that on. And I'd love to see it, right? So if you've got stuff that you're working on, or if you got ideas, anything like that, make sure you let me know down below. It's a long-winded outro. I normally don't take that long to do it, but I just felt like, you know, we haven't spent a little bit of time talking about that for a while. So we did it here. So with that, thanks for watching. Thanks for your support as always. We'll see you next time.